Good evening, and thank you so much for joining me for this WNCT Now digital news update. I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio. With just days to go before President-elect Joe Biden is sworn into office, Washington, D.C. is tightening down on security in the area. The nation's capital has been preparing all week for the January 20th inauguration, and that means tightening up security measures. Thousands of National Guard troops are standing by ready to protect the presidential swearing in. More are expected to show up over the next few days. Governor Roy Cooper just approved the mobilization of an additional 300 North Carolina National Guardsmen to deploy to D.C. A 6-foot wall is also being erected to wrap around the front of the Capitol building. City leaders say nearly 200 agencies have come together to ensure the security of government officials, facilities, and the general public. President Donald Trump says he will leave Washington next Wednesday morning, ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. According to a person familiar with the planning, President Trump will be sent off with a departure ceremony at Joint Base Andrews. Officials are considering a color guard, military band, and 21-gun salute for the event. President Trump will be breaking tradition and will not be attending Biden's inauguration, but he has said he will focus on a smooth and orderly transition of power. President Trump is expected to return to Florida with a small group of aides. Vice President Mike Pence is expected to attend the inauguration. Delays in filing your taxes this year. That and more coming up after this short break.
Reporters are all across the East.
In Beaufort County, in Morehead City, in Belhaven,
and in your neighborhood.
on the New River, in Snow Hill, in New Bern, in Jacksonville.
Covering local stories that impact you.
Well, this race was by no means a close one.
The polls opened at 6:30 this morning, and people even lined up outside of this site.
Some veterans are now joining a fight against a new enemy, the coronavirus pandemic.
See their original reporting weekdays on 9 on Your Side News. WNCT.com, your one stop for local news and weather from across the East, with special features like online originals and our live stream WNCT Now. Visit WNCT.com for details not in the newscast.
Thanks so much for joining me. If you're just tuning in, I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio, bringing you some evening updates. WNCT is bringing you live streamed updates every Monday through Friday at 1:30 p.m. and 4 o'clock p.m. to bring you the latest and up-to-date news before our nightly newscast. The IRS has announced it will open the tax filing season on February 12th. That's nearly 2 weeks later than usual. Tax season normally begins in late January, but it was delayed due to ongoing stimulus payments and changes to tax laws. The IRS says this delay will ensure anyone who was eligible to receive a second stimulus but did not get one is still able to file that on their taxes and receive a rebate credit. The recovery rebate credit is available to tax filers who did not receive the full amount of their stimulus this year. The IRS also announced the IRS Free File Program. It's available now for taxpayers who want to start filing in advance. The deadline for filing your 2020 taxes is April 15th. A feel-good story out of Missouri. A fiery crash captured on camera shows a man running towards the wreck just seconds before it went up in flames. Our sister station in St. Louis reports.
This fiery crash, captured Wednesday by Bommarito Automotive Group Skyfox, also revealed a man sprinting towards it seconds before it lit up.
I started sprinting, and it come down to if it goes, if it explodes, then this is where I guess God meant for me to go.
26-year-old Austin Killian, pictured here with his wife, was reluctant to share his picture or talk about what he did.
We all are, heroes. We really are. It takes a moment like that to really put it into perspective for you.
Killian said he saw the crash as he was driving his truck on Highway 370 in St. Charles County.
It wasn't surreal. It was real because I knew right then and there, like, I had to do something.
That's him running.
I run like a complete dork. I didn't realize that, But
He said one other hero was there with him.
we both kind of just put our hands in there. We ripped the glass out. The driver was hung up on the seatbelt, so I kind of reached up in there, and he reached up in there. We pushed up, clicked the seatbelt, we hooked his arms, and we just pulled him right on out of there, tried to pull him away as fast as we could.
He said the driver was in shock, but seemed okay before medics helped him. He doesn't even know his name or that of the other Good Samaritan.
Power, I do believe God put me there.
He's from central Missouri, the small town of Jonesburg. Killian says he only agreed to talk in the hopes this moment could become a turning point for our entire country.
There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of, I hate to say it, but it seems like hatred that exists in this country right now. I really just don't think that we as a country are going to be able to, move on from this unless we find, that common ground, understand that we all are, heroes. We really are. It takes a moment like that.
For the Fox Files, I'm Chris Hayes.